What's up, everybody? Welcome to the ReCoop. I'm Cooper Daniels, and today is Friday. What is it? February 16th, folks. It's been a couple of days. Did you miss me? Did you miss me, folks? Holy shit. I wasn't here Wednesday or Thursday. I've been dealing with cars and Valentine's and, everything that was happening this week. But I'm back, and we're going to get this ship rolling Monday through Friday. The past 2 weeks, I've had a lot of car stuff that I needed to do in the morning. And, basically these days, my mornings are the only time that I can get things done outside of kids and jobs and things like that. So I had to be away for a couple of days, but we're back. Bitcoin's at 52,000, $1 trillion market cap. We're back, baby. Crypto, I think, is what, like 1.9 or 1.8 or something. Almost $2 trillion market cap for the entire industry. Folks, blue skies ahead, it feels like, doesn't it? Although we got PPI numbers today. They came in hot. Prices are still rising at a rate that they will not find good enough to cut rates. You know what I'm saying? They're not cutting rates anytime soon, folks. Too much information. Saying otherwise, man, having a rough week. I've been not feeling great. My energy's been weird, but I got coffee, folks. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah. So anyways, we're here. We're going to look at all this stuff. Are you guys in here? Is there anybody in the chat? What's going on? I know that we, hello, Kenrick. What's going on? Good evening, Animal Style. Hope you're having a good time. Good morning to you, GFY. And Bento Grizz, good morning. What do we got? Crypto for Change is in the building. Everyone should go buy some RAR on base. Not financial advice, but we printing. Brian Armstrong is with us. Some RAR. Is that just purely a meme coin? Like RAR. Is that all we're doing there? Is there a cool logo? What's the game there? Just anything? 4 trillion loading. Beep, 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 beep. We don't want rate cuts yet. It's not going to happen. We want them to stay paused, so we moon. Once rate cuts happen, that means crash. Well, not in their fantasy world of a soft landing, I don't think. But if they start cutting rates with inflation going up because the economy's breaking, yes, that means everything is going to absolutely fucking crash. Good morning, everyone. I mean, I don't know. It seems like employment numbers keep on coming in okay, but I think most of that stuff is healthcare and government jobs and the people that can making that look better than it probably is, because all I read about and all I hear about are people losing jobs. Now, maybe I'm more connected to the tech industry, so I'm hearing more about those types of layoffs, but I feel like the pain is real. So if people are continuing to lose their jobs and inflation continues to rise, it's just, they're going to have to keep rates high. And it's just going to cause, we're in a mess. We're in a bigger mess than I think a lot of you want to admit, or maybe a lot of you actually are admitting. Oh, you are here. Crypto for Change. I love it. Hey, Coop, Portugal here. What's up, Portugal? Nice to see you, Sheriff. Doofy for president. Did anybody mint a doofy yesterday? It's sold out. You can hit up Rand Gallery, EXA MARKET, ALGO NFT, and pick up your doofies on secondary. Doofy is a absolute legend in the Algorand community. Awesome artist, good sense of humor, and constantly keeping up with what's going on. I haven't talked in a while, it feels like. No, it has utility with Dino Poker for on-chain dinos. Oh, shoot. Rawr. Only ERC 404 token with base. Oh. With base grant. Rawr. All right. Don't fade unless you hate money. We here. Okay. I got one. You got a doof. I wait for Algo to go to 500 billion. Oh, we wait. We all wait for Algo to go to half trillion. Algo half trillion, please. I'm cracking myself up. Half trillion? Are you there, Algo? No, you're not here, are you, Algo? Algo. Did you guys listen to Stacey Warden on AJ's Twitter space? Rawr. There you go, buddy. All right, such a fire dropping collection. Love Buddy, man. Me too. Me too. I certainly do. We got to get him on here. We got to get him on here one time. Buddy, do you want to come? Hey, buddy. Man, Buddy, man. You want to come on the show? Let's talk. I think everybody wants to meet the Buddy Man. Does everybody want to meet the Buddy Man? You know, in person? See if he's as funny in person as he is in his art? Yeah, I liked when she said about the marketing that they focus on to appeal on devs. Mel liked that. Religion. Stacy starting a religion. Yes, I know. We talked a bit about that in the Algo Foundry space yesterday. I thought maybe a weekly space called the Church of Algorand could be fun with Father Coop. Oh man, I thought Kevin from Algo, from Algo Foundry, my partner in that, my co-host on that space, made a nice observation of being like, maybe culture would be a better word than a religion, but that's all good. I think she's looking for an acronym for all the things that they're trying to do. Marketing, she wants to get the right marketing people. What I liked is the admission that they keep on hiring people that aren't Web3 native, and it's not working out. There you go. So maybe then, and I have to give credit to, I don't even know who you are, but some of you, when Jess Chin was hired as the CMO with her credentials at Nike and all of this, you were like, what the hell does that credential have anything to do with Web3 and crypto? You're like, those marketing teams they're machines. They don't even have to do anything. They're just a whole machine. I mean, not that they don't have to do anything, but they're just a whole machine, and it's Nike. You know what I mean? Like, when it comes to crypto, it's like you in the trenches on Twitter. It's a completely different skill set. And there were a lot of you, as we were all celebrating, dancing in the streets, skipping, doing like little like slides, like crip walks, you know what I mean? Like, we all thought we were Snoop Dogg. We got Nikes. We're going to all be wearing Jordans. Then a shoe NFT thing came. We were going to have brand new kicks with Little Dirk. We were going to be hanging out with Russell Westbrook at Little Dirk concerts. Why are we hanging out with Russell Westbrook? Why would I even say that name? Speaking of Russell Westbrook, my son is a Clippers fan. I'm a Warriors fan. And that cute dude comes into my bedroom yesterday morning and he goes, you know what, Dad? Because he decided like a few years ago that he was going to be a Cincinnati Bengals fan. And I told him, I was like, I get it. You're a young guy. You like Joe Burrow. You like Jamar Chase. I understand. Joe Mixon. I get it. They're really good this year. But I was like, son, they're the Cincinnati Bengals. Why don't you just like the 49ers so they can break your fucking heart in every goddamn Super Bowl in modern times? Okay. But why don't you? They're a great team. Your dad likes it, but no, my son wants to go against me, and that's fine. I get it. He's a little competitive. I'm competitive. It's fun. It's all good. And he's also born here, so he wants to be a Clippers fan, but it didn't make any sense for the Bengals. So anyways, he goes, Daddy, look, the other morning he goes, Cincinnati is really far away. And I'm like, okay, I see where this is headed. And I was like, who is he choosing? And he goes, Cincinnati is far away. And so it doesn't really make a lot of sense for me to be a Bengals fan. And I was like, that's right, son. That's right. And then he goes, so I'm going to be a Chargers fan. I was like, well, you're about the only one, but great. That's way better. And I'm excited. I like Jim Harbaugh. They just hired Navarro Bowman as the linebackers coach, which I love Navarro Bowman. If you're a 49ers fan, you know who that guy is. But so I'll be excited to root for the stupid Chargers with my son. All of a sudden, I went from, I still am a diehard Warrior 49er fan, but now I'm rooting for the Clippers as well as the Los Angeles Chargers. We are the only two in the city. Oh man, poor Chargers. That team should be good. I love my kids. All right, folks, let's get on with it. All right, sister in real life. What are you saying? Father Coop, Deacon Ice Age. Oh man, we should do it. You guys want to do the church? You guys want to do the Church of Algorand? I'll do it. We could probably pack a church. What do you think? We could probably pack a church. I'll go up there. I'll bless people. You know what I'm saying? We'll have a. Do we have anybody? Oh, well, C will be part of the choir. All right. All right. I don't know if he sings. Sister IRL. Sister IRL. She could be a nun. Does she want to be a nun? You want to be a nun? IRL. Bishop Jaws. Oh man, he could be a bishop. You know what I'm saying. Who we got? Oh man, Cardinal Silvio, or is he just the damn pope of this thing? Would have been legendary, but alas, we didn't do it. All right, folks. Let's just look. Like I said, PPI came in hot, but I haven't looked at much. I just saw that, to be frank, and I think the market is just shrugging everything off. So let's go see if we can make sense of it. Let's go look. All right. Okay, before I go, why don't we just put a button? I got sidetracked talking about my kid. Why don't we put a button on the Stacy thing? So Stacy said some things. She acknowledged that they need to hire people they had like a PR agency that was like a financial PR agency. They had the big hire from Nike, but it wasn't Web3. Obviously a huge failure. She seemed to acknowledge that was a big mistake. It was probably a very expensive mistake and she regrets it. And now I think the focus is on bringing in people in this space that know this space a little bit better. I think that's a good thing. She mentioned, that we might not know. We might think that there's no marketing, but maybe they're not marketing to us because we're already here. And she kind of acknowledged the Arrington stuff. I missed the first few minutes, so I guess Kevin or somebody told me that it was talking about the hacker. I really could care less about the hacker. She got hacked. Everybody was getting hacked on Twitter. It was actually, I feel like, not that it was a bright thing, a good thing for her in any way, or was it nice or kind? And not that I root on this, but if you really just take a step back, it was one of the more exciting things that has happened in the past few weeks, other than Bitcoin going absolutely parabolic. I think it's important to note that if you're really thinking about where the money is coming from right now, new money, if you're thinking about new money into this ecosystem, the new money is going into Bitcoin. So I hope that for these years that I've been talking about Algorand and other assets, that you've been listening and been stacking sats alongside me. You know what I mean? Because I've with pushback from my crowd often. Oh, Bitcoin is dead, dated. It's going to be blah, blah, blah. No, it never was going to be that. You need to be thinking about preserving your wealth in that way too, I think. Not financial advice, obviously, because everything could go crumbling down. But you got your moonshots. Like I remember, speaking of AJ, right? I would see him do these videos, and not to call him out or anything, and I'm sure he's been stacking sats as well. But he was saying a few months ago, I shouldn't even point anybody out because other people were saying this as well, is that Bitcoin's not the play. Ethereum's not the play. That's not where you're going to get the returns that you want. You got to get into alts, deep into alts, and that's how you get the major returns. Well, sure, you got to play that game. Play that game, of course, and be in it. And bet on the technology and the things that you believe in, like Algorand or Solana or ADA or HBAR, whatever it is that you have a high amount of conviction in. You like the people that are building in it. You've created a community where there is you got your DeFi to do, so you can bank on in a way that isn't available to you in the real world. Or, an art scene and a community, a game scene. There's so many good things to these altcoin layer one communities. Certainly Algorand, which gets no goddamn respect, but has a very dedicated community and a lot of very talented people in that community. And a lot of things, a lot of good things to do when it comes to NFTs. And there's some good stuff in the DeFi, especially if you're into using DeFi as a banking tool. But the big money is going into Bitcoin, folks. And if it plays out well, we might not be talking about the price of Bitcoin. We might be talking about the price of sats or Satoshis. And then when we start talking about how it's no longer, oh, Bitcoin is this amount, but a sat is 10 cents or whatever, a penny, 2 pennies, 3 pennies. And that's like, wow, man, sats just went up. They're up to 9 cents. When we aren't talking about Bitcoin price anymore, then it gets less and less ridiculous. Some of these market cap, predictions. 1 trillion seems like a lot, but I don't know, what is gold at? And if they continue to build things on it, to use it in different ways, they're obviously Bitcoin has a lot of developers, and there's a lot of people, a lot of very rich people now that are funding it. There's altruistic type people that continue to fund these things. These Bitcoin spot ETFs are not that, but some of the crypto native ones are contributing to development. So if cool stuff happens built on Bitcoin and this thing continues to grow, and then if the world isn't as stable as we wish, there is a scenario where this thing gets out of hand. And however many Bitcoin you have isn't the conversation anymore. It's how many sats that you have. You get the point. All right, let's move on. So let's share the screen and let's make sure we do the screen right today. How do you guys feel about that? Let's do that. Let's go to CNBC real quick and check out the news of the day. Okay, so we are in the red. Let's get you up here though. Cool. Still going to get that second monitor. We're not there yet. All right, the Dow is sideways though. Everything's sideways basically. So the Dow's barely down 16 points. The S&P is barely down 2 points. And then the NASDAQ is underperforming by a touch, down 56 points. Mortgage rates shoot to 2-month high after hot inflation report. Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to look at mortgage rates? No, we'll look at this. This is the actual news here. Wholesale, nobody wants you. CNBC Club. Wholesale prices rose more than expected in January, according to a Labor Department report Friday. The report comes just days after the CPI showed inflation holding stubbornly higher, despite Federal Reserve expectations for moderation through the year. Okay. The PPI, a measure of prices received by producers of domestic goods and services, rose 0.3% for the month. The biggest move since August. Economists surveyed by Dow Jones had been looking for an increase of just 0.1%. So that's significant, threefold. Excluding food and energy, core PPI increased 0.5%, also against expectations of 0.1% gain. PPI excluding food, energy, and trade services jumped 0.6%, its biggest 1-month advance since early last year, January last year. The report comes just days after the CPI index showed inflation holding stubbornly higher than the Federal Reserve expectations for moderation through the year. The CPI was up 3.1% from a year ago, down from its December level, but still well ahead of the Fed's goal for 2% inflation. On a core basis, which the Fed focuses on more as a long-term gauge of inflation, the CPI was up 3.9%. CPI differs from PPI in that it measures the prices consumers actually pay in the marketplace. Okay, so PPI is what the people that sell it to you pay, and CPI is what you pay. Markets fell sharply after Tuesday's CPI reading, and there were fears that a hot PPI number also could cause another jolt, but people seem to be shrugging it off. Expectations have been rising high that the Fed would use the easing inflation numbers as an incentive to cut interest rates aggressively this year, but traders have had to pare back those expectations in recent days as inflation has shown unexpected persistence. Stock market futures moved lower after the PPI report, and Treasury yields surged. But like I said, it's all but shrugged it off. It's not like we got any. I mean, when the CPI numbers came out, we got a huge dip, but then it bounced back. People they're shrugging off this shit. People just want to buy. It's because the people with money have got lots of money. So the divide is continuing. And I don't want to become a fucking, but It's pretty obvious the divide from the rich and the middle class is all but getting eaten up, chewed out, spit on the ground. Nike to lay off 2% of its employees, cutting more than 1,500 jobs during broad restructuring. Badoot doot. Coinbase. Anybody hold any Coinbase? That was a good day yesterday. Where's Coinbase out right now? Maybe we'll find, maybe it'll show us later down here. Got up to like 190 after hours yesterday. I like that. That makes me feel good. All right. Anybody? Bueller? DoorDash down. Adobe down. Palantir. Another one that I don't mind seeing do well. Up to 25. That's fantastic. All right. I just want to know what, before we move on to Bloomberg, I just want to see what Coinbase stock is at. It's up 12%, up to 185. It's moderated, but yep, not bad. Not bad. Okay, let's go to Bloomberg real quick just to catch their headlines because I haven't done anything with that yet. Oh yeah, this guy died. Navalny death silences Putin's sharpest critics in Russia. Alexei Navalny, jailed activist who defied Putin, dies at 47. He had disappeared for a long time. Here. All that shit stresses me out. I don't even know what to say about it, but it is odd how many Putin apologists we have. It's like, really? What team are you on, bruh? All right. Is this teams? Are we playing teams right now? Is this sports? Goldman boosts CEO Solomon's pay 24% after firm's profit slumps 24%. Sounds like the right thing to do. But Fed's bar says regulators are eyeing commercial real estate risk. Now, the thing about commercial real estate, let me tell you. So we have, I think, anticipated since COVID that, oh, wow, everybody's now working from home. And so commercial real estate is going to really bust. But it hasn't really played out that way, right? And I'm no expert on this. I think we all know that. But pretty sure all of these commercial real estate buildings have leases over a period of years. So the fact that we have not seen commercial real estate collapse yet may not be all that surprising because these leases may not be up until maybe this year, maybe next year. And that could be when we really see the problem in that sector. But that's just me riffing. So maybe I'm completely off base. I don't know. But that's what it feels like, right? Because I haven't looked into this barely at all. But what I will say is that I have thought, wow, commercial real estate must be really in trouble. And then I was thinking, well, maybe the reason why it hasn't totally collapsed yet, because why wouldn't it? So many people are working from home and all that, whatever, paring down all these costs and this, inflationary world, et cetera. There's so many factors that are going against it. And then it occurred to me, I was like, well, they're not month to month. You know what I mean? They signed contracts before 2020 that probably lasted a while. So there you go. There's my Nike joins growing list of U.S. companies doing large layoffs. I would click on this because they're probably going to tell us the companies, but I don't think we're going to be able to read it. I need to see what's going on with this open source streaming platform and how that works. Companies are dealing with overhiring in past years and shifting investment to different areas of their businesses. So they're framing it as just overhiring. All right, we don't get to read this. No article for you. Okay, let's get off of this site. Until I remove the paywall, it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to spend too much time here. Okay. All right, let's go to the block. haven't even been looking at crypto news. Oh, we got Bitcoin. It fell under 52. Are you guys devastated? It's crashing. Just kidding. Uniswap V4 launch featuring hooks. Jupiter cancels Ripple XRP ETP investment after self-compliance inspection. Attacks on Bitcoin and Ethereum now economically unfeasible. Let's read about that, baby. How secure are you? I got to say, when I got into this space and to this day, so many years later, I mean, I definitely hold some ETH or whatever the hell you want to call it. Ether. I own some of it. It's fine. A little bit, not a lot. It's not significant because I have disliked that stuff from the beginning. It's such a shitty user experience. And then before you start, cackling or screeching about layer twos, those are the worst. I know that our buddy Crypto for Change loves base, and that honestly, and I said it since it came out, makes the most sense because if you're going to do centralized things on top of Ethereum, at least have Coinbase be doing it. Makes sense that a centralized, respected, trusted entity in the space would do it, but then you just have like Optimism paused it today, right? There was they can just pause it for an hour. It just shows you these sequencers are so centralized. Okay, zero knowledge proofs. Maybe you'll figure it out. Maybe you will be able to scale Ethereum through the layer 2 solutions through whatever. But it's such a crap user experience. And that led me when I decided, okay, what am I doing with these Bitcoin alts? Just own Bitcoin, dummy. Once I decided that, I went out looking for, okay, what's the alternative to Ethereum? Is it Polkadot? Is it Algorand? Is it Solana? Is it Cardano? And I guess the jury's still out. But I just feel like I just don't know. I really believe that Ethereum is just isn't it, but what do I know? All right. Coinbase donates $3.6 million to support Bitcoin developer funding through Brink. All right. So Coinbase is getting back to its roots a little bit. It started out as just Bitcoin custody, right? And it's really over the last few years really pivoted towards being a more Ethereum dominant company. Now taking on some Solana support. Okay, anyways. Okay, attacks on Bitcoin and Ethereum now economically unfeasible. According to a research report, the theoretical costs associated with successfully attacking Bitcoin or Ethereum far outweigh the benefits. So, okay, are you under? A lot of you know about a 51% attack, but let's read about a 34% attack. Okay, a 51% attack is an attempt by an entity to gain control of more than half of a blockchain's mining hash rate, theoretically allowing it to alter the distributed public ledger maliciously. Similarly, a 34% attack attempts to manipulate the consensus of the ledger and proof of stake or BFT networks to approve or disapprove specific transactions by acquiring network stake. According to the researchers, it would have cost an estimated $34.39 billion to 34% attack the Ethereum network on December 21st, when Ether was priced at $2,279. And it would take until June 14th, 2024 for the attacker to successfully gain the required control over the network. So $35 billion and 6 months. In the case of Bitcoin, different scenarios prove similarly unfeasible. For example, it would cost an attacker more than $20 billion to produce the number of ASIC mining units needed to gain majority control over the foremost blockchain's hash rate, an impossibility due to limited microprocessor availability. Alternatively, an attacker would need to collude with hardware manufacturers, an unlikely scenario that would also run into supply chain issues. Electricity, what an atrocity. Electricity costs to run the mass amounts of machines would also prove prohibitive. The findings lead the researchers to conclude that the security of Bitcoin and Ethereum has evolved to a point where the costs and risks associated with attacks far outweigh any potential benefits. You feel better now? Bitcoin mining difficulty breaks above 80 trillion for the first time. You know, a lot of you know that I had a ceremonial short of Sol, and I closed it. The point of that was to gain some algo. Any of the gains that I got from that short would just go into algo. But in the end, folks, once again, algo gets the L, and I lost algo on that short. Oh, well. I still am, in my mind, short on Solana, but I just, it was like 23% borrow rate on folks' finance when I looked at it, and I was like, okay, we're going to spend a week and just unwind this dumb shit. I gave up. All right. Let's go to Blockworks real quick, and then let's look at prices, and let's check in on you guys, and let's see what's going on. Let's see if there's anything else we need to talk about. Bitcoin ETFs now 2 billion up on inflows to date, led by BlackRock. Boo. Buy Bitwise or ARK. If you have to do a Bitcoin spot ETF, will you please not buy the BlackRock one? Just don't. Don't give them your money. I know you want to. You feel like it's super safe. Like if you need Fidelity, even at this point, if you want to go into the more liquid ones, I understand, especially if you have size. But if you're not in like any incredible, if you're not a big whale here, size shouldn't really matter about getting in and out unless you're trading it. You might as well just use Grayscale if you're trading these things. If you're holding it long term, obviously don't use Grayscale. That would be very stupid because the fee is so high. But use one of these, the larger, more crypto native ones. Just don't give more of Bitcoin to the control of BlackRock. Investors have plowed billions of dollars into spot Bitcoin ETFs since they launched last month, and so far it's paying off. Altogether, the suite of new Bitcoin-backed funds, not counting Grayscale, have attracted 11.4 billion in capital inflows in the past 5 weeks. That's huge. Oh man, doesn't it hurt though? Doesn't it hurt? Even though I have been stacking sats, you know, I got 3 kids in life. It just, you wish you had more, don't you? I do. Their respective issuers, a set of 10 led by BlackRock, Fidelity, ARK, 21 shares, and Bitwise, have then used that cash to buy Bitcoin on behalf of the ETF shareholders. They do so through crypto exchanges, mostly Coinbase and Coinbase Pro. But they also utilize prop trading firms. And by the way, folks, if you're out there and you're like, all right, I'm kind of new to crypto. I like this dude's mustache. What does he have to say? You know what I mean? Should I buy Bitcoin? Should I buy the Bitcoin spot ETF? Or should I just get into Coinbase account and buy it and be a man? You know what I mean? Be a man about it. Self-custody. Even be a semi-man and just hold it on Coinbase. A half man. Be a eunuch about it. I don't know. Is that even the right word? I don't even know. But, and hold it on Coinbase. If you're going to buy it on Coinbase, use Coinbase Pro. Would you do that for me? Advanced Coinbase, whatever they call it on there now. Make sure you use the advanced one because the fees are much less. There you go. Big time for you. Big time advice. All right. Spot ETFs had accumulated 258,770 Bitcoin. That is a lot. It's a lot. What is that? 3%? The entire supply at 52.1. That's 13.48 billion held by the ETFs, 2 billion more than the value that has flowed into those funds to date. Buyers of these funds are overall up more than 18% since their January 11th debut. So these buyers are up 18%. These managers, these money managers, these financial advisors, these whatevers, are going to like those returns. IBIT is the furthest ahead in terms of actual dollars. That's mostly due to IBIT having the most assets under management, 100 and nearly 16,000 Bitcoin, 6.04 billion from 5.17 billion inflows, and appreciation of more than 870 million or 70% at current prices. So there you go. We don't need to get through all of this. Shareholders in Invesco Galaxy's offering, BitCo, are however way further ahead, albeit on a smaller scale. Bitcoin has attracted, okay, wait, I'm sorry. Okay, I don't want to look at that. My eyes, I'll be squinting if I try to read that too closely. But Valkyrie, Fidelity, and Van Eck funds are also further ahead than BlackRock's with around 20% gains. The variations in unrealized gains across the different funds illustrate different buying patterns between investor groups. Plotting BlackRock inflows against Bitcoin's price, for example, shows investors have kept their IBIT allocations steady over time. This has essentially led IBIT to dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin at an even pace, converting to lower unrealized profits compared to Invesco Galaxy's fund, BitCo. BitCo, or BTCO, instead saw 2/3 of its total inflows to date across just 4 days, as Bitcoin floundered between 41.6 and 43.1. Did anybody add some at 39? I did, like a man, after dropping more than 15% in the days following the ETF debuts. Another surge in inflows occurred 2 days later when Bitcoin traded below 40 for the first time in more than a month. There you go. That was me. I should run an ETF. Just kidding. Bitcoin is now up nearly 1/3 from that point, pushing BTCO and its shareholders by extension as far into the green as practically possible. All right. We don't need to keep on reading that. You guys get it. Coinbase at an 2-year high. Stacks on stacks, man. That's a bit of regret. You can look anywhere. What's his name? John Deaton is going to run against Elizabeth Warren. Pro-crypto lawyer considers Senate bid against Elizabeth Warren. The Boston Globe reports that lawyer John Deaton is weighing a possible bid. Love to see it. I don't know if he can win, but I'd love to see it. I'd be down. All right. Enough. Let's look at prices. Greed. We're greedy. We're at 76. Do you feel greedy? All right. So Bitcoin is up almost 9% over the last week and sideways over the last day. It is over $1 trillion market cap. Look at that. Beautiful. And the volume is decently high. Ethereum also has pretty good volume for it and is up, actually outperforming Bitcoin over the last 7 days, up almost 11%, but down over the last hour or 24 hours. It fell below 2,800 where it was sitting for a bit. BNB continuing to perform, up 10%, $356 a coin. Solana has been under pressure the last 24 hours, down actually 4%. So they're doing some selling for the FTX. Is that some FTX selling? And is it absorbing it, folks? That's why I'm just closing it. Because if it's just absorbing that selling pressure, then it, I mean, pretty good volume as well. It's over 2 billion, market cap of nearly 50 billion, 50 million. That'd be interesting. Okay, XRP pushing up a bit, up 7%. Cardano up almost 9%. Avalanche over $40. Polkadot doing okay. What the fuck is going on with VeChain? Shit. Those guys got to be excited, up 55% over the last week. Damn. There's got to be news. We're going to go ahead and search VeChain after we do this. Oh, I'm not sharing. Sorry, guys. Caught it kind of quick, didn't I? Look at that. VeChain, number 29, top 30, up 55%. Wow. Celestia down 10%. Say what you want to say. Also up significantly, up 32%. Monero languishing in this area, 120 area. Sui. People like Render. Thorchain doing well. Algorand. You can build Uber on top of it. Is over 19 cents. Look at you, baby. Over 10.5, up over 10.5% over the last week. Trying to get back into the top 10. All right, then. There you go, guys. That looks good. Shall we look at ASAs? All right. Orange down. Coop. You guys selling? Barb. Oh, Barb. Barb. What are you doing, Barb? Midwest Fun. Shosha. It was a game. They were a guest on the Algo Foundry space yesterday. They've been building in the Algorand ecosystem for a while. Cosmic Champs also been building in the ecosystem for a while. KoopCoin down 6%. Pretty high volume. Got overtaken again in the TVL race with Opal. Opal is over 10 cents again. They're down a bit too. It's all very close. Akita, GORA. GORA falling back to earth a little bit at 34 cents, down 18% over the last 24 hours. But they went on a pretty unsustainable run. Orange up 3.5% in the last hour. You guys are buying Orange. Did they say something that got you excited? Headline. No volume in Headline. What's going on with Headline? What are they doing? Anything? Barb. Yeah, Barb's down. Oh, Barb. Sweet Uncle Barb. All right. There you go. Let's check on you guys. You guys here? All right. Let's hear what you guys got to say. Let's see what's going on. You guys are in here. Sister GM, Cooper Troopers. What's up, Taco? Sister IRL, Bishop Jaws, Cardinal Silvio would be legendary, but alas, yes. Joyride will be Deacon, Mike D says. Coin to 1,000. Oh, baby, give it to me, Fisherman. Rain that price all over my stock portfolio. AI George Carlin is right. There are three classes of people now: the rich, the not rich, and the completely fucked. I didn't see the AI George Carlin set. Is that good? I'd watch that. We just got to make sure that the not rich don't turn into the completely fucked. I think Bitcoin fixes that. Oh, man. Am I being radicalized by the orange men? Hold on. I'm having a hard time, folks. Come on. I want to keep the coffee hot, so you got to get the... This, like, what do you guys say? Carafe? This carafe has been a lifesaver. It keeps my coffee nice and hot. I drink an entire... Wonder why I have stomach problems. Drink an entire pot every day. All right. Commercial real estate is shaky, very shaky. Yeah, for sure. AI replacing loads of jobs already. I know, seriously. What's up, GG? Oranges. Jeffrey's in the building. Got the oranges. I only buy Coop. Joey knows what he's doing, man. Hey, Wilder is here. Coop, will you check your Discord DMs, please? Wilder, I will. I'll do that today. I haven't checked Discord. I won't do it right now. I don't need to do it all. I don't need to do it live. Mort, what's up? AI will be disruptive technology of our lifetime, in my opinion. I can't think of something more valuable than improved intelligence and efficiency. Wilder's in. Share Coin Micro. Yeah, Aiden's like, come on, dude, please. Please do it, dude. Sharing, Coop, not sharing. Season has zero chance. Deaton, I think he means. Mass voters supporting a carpet-bagging Republican, not going to happen. You def need that second monitor. The streaming gods will bless you with more viewers once you get that second screen. Deaton, woo woo, Mike D. Why do you think the BTC from Mount Gox still hasn't been dispersed after nearly a decade? Has it not? Hasn't it started? Haven't they started dispersing this? I know they're taking forever. Jesus. Yeah, for a fucking CIA wants to hold a bigger bag. Aura, yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Headline had not found a way to monetize their coin and give it utility. Need either utility or Vibes community. They kept on trying to give it utility, but it's just like, they kept on needing to fundraise, right? And that's what happened with Headline, is that they were constantly fundraising from their community. That's, that kills Vibes eventually. Eventually the Vibes will go lower if you're constantly just fundraising from your community. Headline, avoid talking right now. All right, well, there you go. So yeah, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that is. So what do we got, guys? Is there, why the hell is VeChain up so damn much? Let's look at that. You guys into that? Let's go to VeChain news. Okay, VeChain, vet set to make major announcement. Recently, the cryptocurrency landscape has experienced a surge fueled by Bitcoin's upward momentum, resulting not only in gains for BTC, but also paving the way for significant growth across various altcoins. Stands out as a notable performer. Okay, it's much higher than when he wrote this. Okay, what's the surge? Okay, here, this is what we're looking for. Community sources suggest that VeChain is preparing to unveil plans aimed at utilizing blockchain technology to enhance sustainability efforts. Wah, wah. You can build Uber on top of it. Can you build Uber on top of VeChain too? In a recent blog post, VeChain outlined its vision, stating in the Web3 paradigm, the actions of individuals can be transformed into value. Our groundbreaking X to earn, strategic approach, cross to earn, times to earn, strategic approach to sustainability is leading to a world of interconnected sustainability ecosystems that incentivize and reward engagement. Okay, well, we don't know what it is yet. They're dangling something, and people got super pumped about it. So that type of run up, though, seems like some people that might know something kind of are pumped about it. So I don't know, but good for you guys. I know a lot of you also hold VeChain. I know that there's a lot of cross cross support between the VeChain NFT community and the Algorand NFT community. So I'm sure some of you got bags, and a weekly candle of 55% isn't hateful at all. October 2024. So, oh man, they're such dicks. They know when it's going to go parabolic. That's wild. So Mt. Gox payout pushed to October 24th. So 2024. So we all know that the halving is coming in. It's predicted to come on 420 of all days, which is amazing. But if history tells us anything, let's stop sharing this. If history tells us anything, that there's a run up to the halving. Usually, in the past couple of times, there's been a run up into the halving because people are anticipating some glorious situation, but then the price doesn't move as much. And so there's a bit of a lull, or a bit of a downward trend after the big hype. And then some months later, which would coincide with, let's say, 6 months, would be October. And that's when we really see Bitcoin go parabolic. And I definitely have been anticipating that Bitcoin around the election should be my personal prediction is that we're going to have all-time highs by the election in the US and Bitcoin. But it's funny how they've timed this to make everybody get their Bitcoin when it is running up high. They want you out. They don't want you owning this shit. You can own your little shares, folks. You can own your little shares. Headline from Aaron. He told me the headline token will be used as a DAO voting token. Okay. VeChain is up because everyone was giving each other VeChain for V-Day on Wednesday. Aw, everyone was being so sweet. Aw, sweet little guys. Why couldn't Headline do that on Algo? No idea, Governor's hat. I'll ask him. He still gives answers on DMs. So Jeffrey says, I feel like a lot of miners are trying to hodl, and the effect of the halving won't be as dramatic. I thought that I read, and I don't know this, I thought that they were selling more aggressively than people anticipated, but you could be right. I actually don't really know. If it's not just meant to be a way to raise from a new token, they could integrate it with XBallot and use bridging. But there'll still be an effect. Yeah, we'll see. The spot Bitcoin ETFs have really made this like an interesting thing because, like I said, people seeing that it's up 18% since they went live. If Bitcoin continues to pump into the halving, there could be FOMO from a whole new group of money. And it's not just us again, Bitcoin has never just been us. That's been the one that actually really separates itself. And I guess Ethereum as well. But FOMO from, money guys, all new money guys could theoretically get pretty exciting. You guys have heard me all show. You know that I'm bullish. All right, Jeffrey's saying, I say this because I own BTC mining stocks and have tracked some of this info. Awesome. Cool, man. Well, thanks for sharing. Anything on X that I should look at? How are you guys feeling over here on X? God, me squinting. I'm trying algo peeps to follow this philosophy, but stupidity of this space is forcing me to call. P.S. 100 algo for the first person who tells me the artist and where the painting is. I'm currently there. All right, what is Frugal saying? Maybe, but plenty of cases have come out documenting people being paid to shill, but not ones where they were paid to FUD another coin, save for that one Ava Labs instance that someone shared. I'm just saying they may not need the funding to call out other coins. They might. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I mean, I do know what you're talking about, but it's all good. Community notes, fake news. Craig writes evidence. Okay, share this tab instead. Craig writes evidence so far. Some things I wrote on pieces of paper years ago. Some things I said to people years ago. I dressed as a ninja when I was a kid and liked some Japanese stuff. Batman Lego means blockchain. Signing keys does not prove identity and would destroy my life's work. Random other cockwaffle. Okay, this guy, yeah, I mean, Craig Wright is just having one hell of a spiral down. Paradox. Prosperity of projects, dApps, adoption of tech, Algorand, religion of common beliefs, awareness of features and abilities, decentralization of consensus, open source of codes, Xanax to chill and relax. Pretty good. Pretty good, Mercury. You got some doofies. Oof. Well, that's, you could get in a lot of trouble probably for that. Why is she doing that? The hell is that? Tattoos are going crazy. All right, people are hiring. All right. All right, folks. Anything else? You guys got anything else in there? Lofty has a beautiful new property in Daytona, 26% expected return in a year. Yeah, you got Algorand. You got on Algorand, you got things like TravelX, you got Lofty, you got some interesting things. And like Stacy said yesterday, we're early, but there's a lot of pilot things happening in Algorand, and they will theoretically play out. So let's not get too bearish. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. And I certainly like the idea of hiring people to market that kind of know the space better. All right, folks. Well, I appreciate you. We had a couple of sharing mistakes today. I was a little rusty, folks. I think they start calling me rusty. But we caught them pretty quick. We did have a very generous donation last week, super chat, to get me a second screen. So we will definitely be getting that second screen soon here. I'll be utilizing that money for that, and we'll have the two screens. I'll be able to watch. I'll have the show on. I'll see when I'm not. It'll just be right there, and I'll be like, "Oh man, it'll be good." All right, folks. I appreciate you. What time is it? It's 11:06. We did it. We did a whole entire Cooper tonight. Oh, hey guys, Cooper poker Coop, not Cooper. They're not calling it Cooper. Cooper poker tournament tonight. Just kidding. Coop poker tonight with Womp. So go do that. Play some poker with the guys and the gals. Win some things. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go check secondary for Doofy. And maybe climb a mountain pushing my son in his stroller. Get some exercise. Get outside today. It's pretty nice out where I live. Anything else? There's got to be something else. I feel like I didn't say something that I wanted to say. Oh, okay. I'll say this. Okay, so I had tweeted about this, and I didn't do the show after Valentine's Day. So I went out on on Tuesday, the day before Valentine's Day, with my wife, and we had a very expensive dinner. But it was good. It was good, but it wasn't worth the price. But it was good. It was actually a place called Salty Girl, which is originally in Boston, and then they've opened one down on the Sunset Strip. And so I was like, I like to go out for seafood because we don't cook a lot of seafood at home. So it's kind of a treat to go out for sushi and seafood because I enjoy it, especially when it's done well. And we went, it was good. We got like a seafood thing and some oysters and some, you know, clams and all the cool stuff. And then we got a nice steak and we got some good tuna, whatever. We got a lot of nice, tasty food. And we had a good time. And then afterwards, we were like, well, we got this babysitter. She'll stay as long as we want. Like, we're right by the Comedy Store. Why don't we go to the Comedy Store? And then we go, and there was a couple of seats. We go in there, and it's not the most impressive night. I'm not going to lie. The comics were not like, it was like Pauly Shore was coming on, who, if you guys know the history of the Comedy Store, is Mitzi Shore's son. So, and she is like, she is the Comedy Store. She's passed away by now, but she created it. So I'm sure a lot of you actually know that. But anyways, Pauly Shore, and I don't even, is he even funny? I've actually never even seen him do stand up. I mean, he seems pretty washed up to me, but doesn't matter. And then we had, what's his name? Andrew Santino, who I always find to be a lot funnier in person. He was pretty funny. There was a couple of guys, damn it. I was a little out of it that night, if you know what I'm saying. But there was some guy, I forget the guy that I really liked. There was a guy that was really funny, but everybody was okay. And then Pauly Shore. Now, if you guys don't know my wife, you've never met my wife, you don't know her, you know a little bit about her. You guys know probably a little bit about our drama sometimes because I joke about it. But she is kind of she's not the most how do I put it? She's a sweetheart and she cares about people, but she's not the most politically correct individual. Let's just put it that way. And I don't mean to throw her under the bus in any way. She's not like I don't know, whatever. But the point is that me and her have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the privacy of our own home, we have a good time. You know what I'm saying? We joke in ways that we probably wouldn't necessarily always do. And so that's a really cool part. That's one of my favorite parts about our damn relationship is that me and her have a good time like that. Like, she's a funny chick and she doesn't get offended by a whole lot and all that. She's also got some black belts and can kick ass too. So I don't know. Anyways, these are things that I like about her. And we're there. And I could tell that she's kind of fading. She had the martinis and the wines and the things over dinner, but she's having fun. There's no sloppiness. There's nothing going wrong over here. We're all spirited. We have some spirit in the original room at the Comedy Store. And then Pauly Shore comes up. This is like, story's really not going very far. It doesn't have much of an end or a payoff, but I'm just telling it to you anyways because I said I would. In the nighttime, I tweeted that my date night went awry because I was like in it, but looking back, it wasn't that bad. But anyways, so Pauly Shore comes up and I don't know what's going on with him, if he's drunk or I don't really know what's going on with him, but he's just not very funny. But he's also like, just sort of like, he's just saying like kind of offensive shit, but there's no joke. It's not funny. It's just like, I don't care what you say. If you say it and it's funny, I guess I just think I don't care if it's offensive, if it's funny, personally. And he's saying shit that like is like, oh, black people are replacing our jobs. And it's like, okay, I mean, this is, if you know anything about white people in Hollywood, when we all get together by ourselves alone, they all complain about how they can't get a job anymore unless they're, there is like an unspoken thing amongst actors about how they can no longer get any work. Okay. And like how every commercial is like every race has to be, and every family on every commercial has to be represented. But that's neither here nor there. But his stuff, he was just saying it and there was no jokes. He was saying other stuff that just was like, I don't even remember because I was out of it, but it was just a bunch of stuff with no real payoff. And she's like starting to fucking heckle. I'm like, stop. I don't want that. I can't. I've been on that stage a bunch of times. I don't want us to be the heckle couple. You know what I mean? It's just I don't want to do that. I'm uncomfortable. Please stop. And she wouldn't like stop. It was crazy. Like she was just like so offended. And I was like, what is going on? I never see this lady. She was so offended by the unfunny commentary from Pauly Shore because I think it was like what pissed her off so much is like, she's like, your mom fucking created, you didn't have to, you put no effort into these jokes. You're just complaining. Oh yeah, black people are replacing your jobs. Like, give me a fucking break. Like your mommy owns, created this place. You're multi-millionaire, whatever, whatever was in her heart. But she like stormed out of there. And I was like, whoa. So I followed her out laughing because I couldn't believe the rise that came out from that. But and she explained to me, she was like, look, she's like, if it were funny, it was funny. This is what it is. Maybe I wouldn't love it, but if it had a punchline, but she was just so pissed that he's just up there ranting with no punchline. There you go. There she goes. Echoing Pauly Shore. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, she just thought it was so gross. And I was like, yeah, I mean, look, I don't care. I'll watch somebody bomb any day, but it struck a nerve with her. She's cool. She cares about people. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for listening to me ramble. And thanks for coming to the show. Today's Friday, so I won't see you until Monday. I'll try to get an outside information up on the Patreon this weekend. We'll have some fun with that. And yeah, I'll be back Monday. Things are looking up. I hope you guys are feeling good. I hope the positive vibes ride you through the weekend. You have a good time. You spend some time with your friends, your family, your loved ones. You have a good date, you get laid, or whatever. Just positive, good shit, whatever you like to do. Hit the lake, do some fishing. I don't know. What do you like to do? Have a good weekend to you too, Tom. All right, everybody. I'll see you on Monday unless you're on the Patreon, and I'll see you this weekend. Peace.